There's been a lot of excitement about Zohran Mamdani, and I would love to get into your views on his campaign. Is he a radical, as some claim? Is his strategy of trying to fix a broken Democratic Party the right move? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think it's obviously not the right move to try to fix a broken Democratic Party. I don't think you're a bad person for believing it's possible. I think it is sort of naive at this stage in the game. But hey, if he, wants to take a swing and see what happens one more time, God bless him. I'm rooting for him. I would love to be proven wrong about the ability to do like entryism to fix the Democratic Party. David Sirota had a really good tweet about this today. He tweeted out this clip from an older political article that says Kathy Wild, president and CEO of the Partnership for New York City, a nonprofit organization that represents the city's top business leaders, said Republicans have told her that, quote, the threat to capitalism from the Democrats is more concerning than the threat to democracy from Trump. And there's a corollary to this, which is that to the Democratic Party and the corporatists in the Democratic Party, the threat from somebody like Zohran is more important than beating Republican or keeping a sex pest like Andrew Cuomo out of office or keeping an authoritarian who's in league with Donald Trump, openly negotiating for his own freedom in exchange for allowing ICE to rampage to the city and the NYPD to knock the heads of Columbia students like Eric Adams. Like none of that is as important as stopping not just Zohran being mayor, but the broader popularity of progressivism, socialism itself, even in the most milquetoast sort of can buses be free sort of way.
Right.
Childcare, please, is a bridge too far. And you saw echoes of this in the pandemic, right? Where you had the need for sort of social safety net policies to keep the economy afloat while there was mass unemployment. And so you didn't have straight up riots in the street.
Right.
But a really purposeful choice to make sure all of those policies were short-lived and to immediately start to vilify concepts like work from home before they became normalized. And they just can't allow people to begin to think of themselves as being owed something by the state or to have any expectations from the state. And that's significant. It's like bigger than Zohran, So I confess, I feel like I'm the only one left that's sort of not fully bought into the idea that of course he's going to win. I don't know if you saw the Kamala Harris interview with
Rachel Maddow.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So here is a clip from a recent interview that Kamala Harris did with Rachel Maddow.
Folks who you met with in this way include some of the people who you see very frequently now on MSNBC: Jasmine Crockett, Angela Also Brooks, Maxwell Frost, Robert Garcia Moore. Mm-hmm. Arguably the fastest rising star right now in Democratic politics is Zohran Mamdani, who is going to be elected mayor of New York City. And probably in a landslide, if the polls are anything to go by. Lots of mainline Democrats have been very shy about his candidacy. They seem somewhat flummoxed by his success. As a sort of talent spotter in the Democratic Party, what do you think of him and his candidacy? And what do you think of mainline Democratic shyness and agitation about the prospect that he's going to win?
Look, as far as I'm concerned, he's the Democratic nominee and he should be supported.
Wow, she sounds so excited.
Do you endorse his candidacy?
I support the Democrat in the race, sure. But let me just say this.
Wow, even more excited. It's like she can barely contain her enthusiasm. Sure. Oh, yeah. And the talent spotter, by the way, she already said the talent spotter line, right?
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, what is that even?
Become a talent spotter.
What could that conceivably mean? When has Kamala Harris been a vehicle for young up-and-coming talent, elevated somebody, identified someone as, having promise before anybody,
yeah.
What does that even mean? Do words even have meaning? Like, what do we do? I feel like I'm losing my mind. And
well, if she were a talent spotter, she would have recused herself from being vice president. Like, no talent there. Bye.
Right. Well, maybe she uses all her like those who can't, do teach or something.
Right. Yeah.
But you notice how Rachel Maddow framed up the question as like Zohran Mamdani, who absolutely 100% is going to be mayor of New York. Like 100%, this guy, if polls are anything to believe, 100% is going to be mayor of New York. Yeah. I mean, I just raised that to be like, I feel like I'm the last one on the planet. I feel like a little silly to have any skepticism that he might still be stopped.
Right.
just because I know how important it is for the Democrats to stop someone like him, and because of the muscle they put into stopping Bernie and ousting so many of the squad members in the last cycle. But go ahead. Sorry, I didn't interrupt.
No. Bree, she's speaking.
Yes. He's not the only star. I know that, he's in New York, and I know New Yorkers think they're the center of the world. And here we are in New York having this interview.
This is the biggest city in the country.
And I love New York, as the saying goes. I really do. But I mean, there are people like Barbara Drummond in Mobile, Alabama, Helena Moreno in New Orleans. They're all running for mayor too, and they are stars. So I hope that we don't so over-index on New York City that we lose sight of the stars throughout our country who are right now running for mayor and many other offices, governor, and so on. So that's where I am. We got a big tent, and we got a lot of stars.
2020.
Okay, wait. First
It's
of all,
so unhinged.
Okay, well, no, go.
Go ahead. You go ahead. Go ahead and do it. Take it home, New Yorker.
Well, no, it's not like she's from bumblefucking Alabama and can be like, well, you guys are so New York centric. You New York this, New York that. Like she's from she's from San Francisco. Okay,
Yeah.
It's not New York. It's not LA even. But like, give me a break. She's like almost trying to do like geographic like identity politics.
Yeah.
Like weaponizing geographic identity politics to avoid endorsing Mamdani.
100%. And then Rachel Maddow, who like fully is from California, also like starts to try to defend New York because it's such an unnecessary self-own.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. And then what she does is she pivots to talking about these other mayors, like to try to like dilute the relevance of Zohran Mamdani. And I don't know anything about those other two women, truth be told, but the fact that Kamala Harris is rooting for them and the fact that they are from, red states strongly suggests, if I were to do a little Google, that they are very establishment candidates. And that what she wants you to do is say, like, look over here at the person whose substantive politics I aren't causing a problem for my party, and ignore the socialist that actually has the world's attention and is very exciting.
Yeah, and it's something they don't talk about is Palestine. Like they're not they're not like people who talk about Palestine who say that Netanyahu should be arrested. Like they certainly are not stars on that level. But then again, of course, why would we expect Kamala to bring that up?
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole Maddow interview, I confess. I presume that if there were a question about Gaza, I would have seen it clipped because I saw other bits of the interview clipped all day today. But it is interesting, the gap between, first of all, Rachel Maddow, like, how do you make the big bucks? How do you earn $20 million a year to do one show a week or whatever she does? You assiduously avoid bringing up something like Palestine.